This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
First interview for Raygun after the Olympics.
Where's she at? I didn't see it.
She's still overseas, and I can understand why. She didn't want to come back to the vitriol back here, and she stayed over there. Not a bad little holiday to stay over there and stay away from it all. I think it's been the right thing to do.
Absolutely.
But she did have to speak at some stage, and she spoke with Waleed Aly last night on the project. I thought it was a great interview.
Do you know, I watched a bit of the footage back because when she sat down one-on-one, they obviously rehashed it on TV this morning, and I was watching the performance. It's funnier and funnier the more I watch it. I just enjoy it beyond belief. Now, it's not meant to be funny, but I find it so entertaining.
Because
it's extraordinary.
Do you know what it's like? Someone at a wedding or someone at a party just going for it and making everyone laugh.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, that's so funny. You don't even know what you're doing.
But they believe in themselves 100% as well.
Yes.
Because she's trained in what to do. And she's on a world stage.
So Waleed brought up their disapproval from the breaking community, and she said it's really sad to hear those criticisms. I'm very sorry for the backlash that the community has experienced, but I can't control how people react, which is fair enough.
Yeah.
She was also asked about, Jimmy Fallon getting that impersonator on the show and stuff. She said, look, I've got mixed emotions about that. She said, I'm not in a place yet to watch it. I haven't seen it. I don't know whether to hug Jimmy Fallon or yell at him because what a platform he ended up giving me. But she said, I haven't actually seen the sketch.
Can I also say, I mean, she talks about the haters in the community. She's put breaking, if that's the term, she's put breaking on the map like never before.
Yeah.
No, we wouldn't be talking about it now or past the Olympics, beyond the Olympics.
And surely it's encouraged people to get involved
Absolutely.
because, with no disrespect, if that's the level that can win, can get you a spot
I'm having
on the
a crack at
Olympic
it.
team, I reckon,
Kate Ritchie's in.
well, not necessarily, but yes.
She said when she qualified, she knew that she would struggle against the other countries. She said, oh my gosh, what have I done? Because I knew I was going to get beaten. I knew that people were not going to understand my style and what I was going to do. So there would have been a level of intrepidation going, oh my gosh, now this is the world stage.
Yeah, here we go. And maybe she's beyond where the judges are. Maybe she's in the future and they're not adjusting or keeping up with her style.
Yeah, they just don't get it.
You know what I mean?
I've completely had a blank on the first grab and what we're doing on the first grab with Raygun that we have of her last night.
So she talked on the project about whether she's going to compete any further.
yeah.
Here we go.
I don't think I'll be competing for a while. Not really wanting to be in the spotlight, breaking. It's been a bit of a process to try and start dancing again. That's actually been tough. It was my medicine and then it turned into my source of stress. So I'm really happy that it gets to go back to being my medicine. I can kind of finally feel free again.
The other big one for me is the amount of attention that she had from people all around the world. Adele spoke about her, like we said, Jimmy Fallon, but have a listen to the person that got in contact with her.
Is there an upside to all this?
The upside is you get random people contacting you that you never thought would ever notice you. So Richard Branson calling you to say that he enjoyed your performance and he thought that it was plucky and courageous and fun.
And he would love to have me on some cruises with Boy George. What is life?
What?
I know, it's crazy. I mean, there's part of me take all the competitiveness and everyone throwing their arms up and they're disrespecting the Olympics. But what a great story down the track when she's an elderly lady, a grandmother with kids gathered around her in the lounge room. Remember what Nan did.
Yep.
What a crazy moment in time and Australian history, world history.
Well done,
I think
Nan.
she's handled it really well. So she's given given it a bit of space, right? And people have sort of, and this is the thing, if you don't give it any more oxygen, people do forget about it.
Yeah.
She had to do her first interview, right?
Yep.
She had to get that out of the way. So she's done that now, which is not controversial. It hasn't gone crazy. So now we've all heard her talk. She's got management. I think the guys, the Inspired Unemployed boys, their management's looking after her now.
Could you imagine, though, you go along to a corporate event or it's some sort of charity event and maybe there's the brass band that normally rolls out and then all of a sudden they say, join us on stage in a green and gold tracksuit to show you the routine you fell in love with in Paris, Raygun.
Do you reckon you'd...
Oh, mate.
It would make me feel really awkward. I would feel so
Do you reckon
awkward.
you'd recognise her if she was walking through the street?
I would now.
You would now?
I think
Maybe.
so. Keep the trackie on. You and John Howard are the best that's ever worn it.
It's amazing.
Fits in Whipper with Kate Ritchie is a Nova podcast. For more great shows like this, download the Nova Player via the App Store or Google Play.
The Nova Player.